Imagine running a multi-camera, high-definition live television broadcast. But instead of sitting at a $500,000 control desk, you're routing the entire show using a $10 USB number pad from a clearance bin.
It sounds pretty wild, but yeah, it's entirely possible now.
Right. So welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a product page for a very specific piece of gear, the Kiloview KVW-N5. And our mission today is to really explore the hidden networking technology that makes this kind of seamless live video broadcasting possible for you.
And, this is something you should definitely care about, whether you're a streamer in your bedroom or a massive stadium producer.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this single device represents a massive leap. It's taking expensive, highly complex video routing and just, well, making it accessible to pretty much anyone.
Putting it right in the palm of your hand, essentially.
Exactly. We're talking professional broadcast capabilities, quite literally in your pocket.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. To understand how it actually does that, we need to look at what this box is doing with the video. It's called a bi-directional converter.
Right.
So is this basically like a two-way universal translator for video feeds? Like taking a massive solid block of ice, which would be your traditional 3G SDI video signal, those thick coaxial cables, and melting it down into a stream of water so it can easily flow through standard computer network pipes.
I mean, that is a great way to picture it. Those network pipes use a protocol called NDI.
Ah, right.
Which basically handles high-quality, very low-latency video over a standard IP network. But like you said, it's a two-in-one device.
So it melts the ice, but it can also
freeze it right back, yeah. In one direction, it encodes that heavy SDI camera feed into an NDI network stream. And in the other direction, it decodes network streams from anywhere on your system back into a standard video signal.
And just to clarify for you out there who maybe aren't using SDI, the N5 actually has a sibling.
Yes, the N6.
Right, the N6,
Correct.
Which does the exact same thing but for HDMI inputs instead.
Exactly. It brings that same network flexibility to a totally different physical standard.
Okay, so all this heavy video data is now flying across standard Ethernet cables instead of dedicated video lines. But taking away the massive physical switchboards, well, that leaves a huge gap.
It does.
Like, how on earth do you direct that traffic on the fly? Here's where it gets really interesting. The specs say you won't get a black screen or lag when switching between up to 9 preset sources.
Yeah, 9 sources.
But wait, earlier I mentioned using a $10 USB number pad from Amazon. Can you really run a smooth live production using just a cheap USB number pad? I feel like that's a recipe for a crash stream if I hit the wrong button.
You would think so, right. But the keypad is actually only sending a very basic text trigger to the unit.
Oh, I see.
All the heavy lifting is done entirely by the Kiloview's internal processor. Since the video is a network stream now, the N5 just holds onto a tiny, tiny fraction of a second of the video data in a buffer.
Ah, so it's banking a few frames just in case.
Exactly. That tiny buffer gives the processor exactly enough time to perfectly line up the frames of camera 1 and camera 2.
Wow.
So when you hit the number 2 on your keypad, it switches on the exact microscopic frame boundary.
No way. That's why there are 0 black screens.
0 black screens, no glitches, just instantaneous switching.
Yeah.
And you can even use that same simple keypad to steer a pan-tilt zoom camera over the network.
That makes perfect sense. But I mean, normally a technical director has a giant wall of monitors to know what's happening.
Sure.
If I'm just holding this little box, aren't I flying totally blind?
Not at all. And what's fascinating here is they actually built a 1.1-inch LCD touchscreen directly into the unit.
Wait, really? A touchscreen on that tiny box?
Yeah, right on the device. So you can monitor your IP address, your CPU usage, temperature, and tally status.
Oh, so the tally status tells you exactly which camera is currently live.
Precisely. All the vital stats of your network are right there on the hardware itself.
I'm looking at the specs for this unit, and it's tiny. I mean, it weighs 272 grams, which is barely over half a pound.
It's incredibly light.
So my immediate thought as a producer is, well, great, it's highly portable. But if I strap this to a roving camera on a football field, doesn't keeping it powered become a huge hassle? Like, how do I avoid tethering my camera person to a wall outlet?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that power versatility is what makes it a true field tool. It is incredibly efficient.
How efficient are we talking?
It only draws about 6 watts.
Oh, wow. That is nothing.
Right. And because of that super low power draw, you can run it via power over Ethernet or PoE. So one single network cable provides both your massive video data stream and all your power.
What if I'm, just on a basic network switch that doesn't actually have PoE capability.
That's totally fine. It accepts a really wide voltage range. You can power it with just a standard USB connection,
Okay.
or you can even tap directly into a standard camera battery.
So what does this all mean? For a $569 price tag, this compact little box brings heavy-hitting professional broadcast capability right to your fingertips.
It really does. It completely eliminates the need for all those cumbersome cables and huge expensive switchers.
It totally changes the math of production.
It really does. And I think it leaves you with a really interesting final question to consider.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, if professional zero-latency video routing can now happen in a pocket-sized, battery-powered box over standard networks, how might this completely decentralize the way we produce and experience live events in the near future?
That is wild to think about.
When the control room fits right in your pocket, I mean, the whole world basically becomes your studio.